Alright, it is Thursday, July 26th, I believe, and we have our new tires and rims for the tractor. Pretty satisfied with them. After taxes, $15.50 for the pair, brand new rims, brand new tires, arrived already mounted. Shipping was not a big deal, free shipping of course. If you add it up, it doesn't cost that much less if you buy rims and then tires and mount them yourself. And I had tubes installed so that I can put the liquid ballast in it. We'll do that after I get everything back together. So got the other side off. I think in the last video we took the bad side off, which this one's dry rotted pretty bad. That's why I went ahead and decided to do them both, as you can see. And if them were to wrinkle up sitting on the weight with the tractor weight on it, those cracks really look bad. Get close up there. This one, now in the last video you seen me pick up the other one after I got all the ballast, liquid ballast I could out of it. It might have had 5 gallons left at the most in it. This one is very full, and I would not be able to do what I did with the other one. When I got it off, I was like, whoa, this thing would, if it fell against that wall with me behind it, it'd crush me. But I decided to do brakes. And I think in my last video, I think I mentioned I wasn't going to do brakes. And I went ahead and ordered new brake drums. As you can see, there's one there, there's one sitting on it. And I got new pads in here. I'll show you the other side. I don't have the drum set up on it. And it's a lot worse than I was thinking after I got a good close look from the side there. You see how thin these are. And we'll just do a comparison to the new one. Yeah, they're pretty much gone. I mean, you couldn't, if you park this thing on a hill, see the comparison there. If you were to lock the parking brake, which is these little latches, one latch on this side, one latch on the other side. If it was a pretty steep hill, it didn't want to hold it, so I think that's going to feel a lot better. It always stopped good enough, he was rolling, but how fast do you ever really go with a tractor? But yeah, I think that's going to help with parking it on hills and stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do one side off camera so I can get familiar with these, and then I'll try to make a video of doing the brakes on the other side, or the one side. And we're going to paint these drums, going to paint the rims. They come in like a silver, kind of a grayish silver. I bought some Rust-Oleum Implement gray, probably close enough for the Ford tractor gray. And I'm going to sand and paint these guys, so at least that part will look decent. And I did pressure wash it. If you look at the last video of how filthy this thing was, yes, it's got some patina, but it was filthy. It actually had stuff growing on it, and you can still see some of the green stuff right in here. So yeah, I do want to someday paint the whole tractor. Needs new fenders, of course. That'll be the next thing I do to it. Don't know when that'll be. I wasn't really planning on working on this tractor at all this summer until that tire went flat, or the other tire, which is outside. So yeah, I'm going to do one side of the brakes, and then I'll try to make a video out of the other side. Hang on. Alright, it's a few days later. It's actually Saturday, July 27th. And as I said earlier on this same video, I was going to go ahead and do this side first to get familiar with it. We got it all together. It's not too bad. I watched a video. One guy had a video out on YouTube, and it was very helpful. I think it was called Chicken Coop Mechanic or something like that. I want to give a shout out to him. He put out a very helpful video on doing the brakes on these tractors, and he was the only one that had a tractor with the brake setup similar to mine. I've seen a bunch of them on the 9Ns and the 8Ns and the Jubilees and all that, and this one is a 600 series going by the emblem up front, and he was the only one that had a video out identical with doing the brakes identical to mine. So what we're going to do is we're going to I'm going to show you a good way to remove the brakes. And before I put the brakes on, I'm going to have to take this backing plate off, which will require me to move all these bolts. I'm going to have to tap that axle out. And I couldn't find any videos on removing the axles on these, but from looking at videos of other types of Ford tractors, this is one of the easier ones, so it's not that bad. Just a lot of bolts. And the reason I need to pull that off is I need to replace this bushing right here. It's a brass bushing, which I ordered from yesterday's tractors. Where is it? There's that one. And I already put one in the other side, which went right here. And like I said, you got to take your backing plate off. You don't even have to pull the axle all the way out. I just had it sticking out about that far. Then you can get this out. This is the arm that actually engages your brakes. It's mechanical, not hydraulic. So yeah, we're going to be doing that on the other side. Get the camera set up and get started. Okay, let's get started here. One thing I want to point out, you notice this side only has one of these springs here, these blue springs. My other side had two. It had one here and one going from there to there. And I thought, well, is mine missing one? I'm sure it's had brakes done on it before. But when I watched that video, it's Chicken House Mechanic is the name of the guy I watched. But he was doing this left side, and his also only had one. And so I guess it's supposed to be that way. So if you're missing one on this side, I guess it's okay. So try to remember the order to make this easier. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and take this off. No, I don't have the correct brake tool because I don't do drum brakes very regularly anymore. So I'll do it the old way with vice grips. And my annoying air compressor decided to sound off right as I started making a video. Okay, this is already, there we go. This is already starting to give me trouble because when you're not making a video, everything goes perfect. When you are making a video, everything goes wrong. I didn't buy a hardware kit. Kind of wish I did, but I didn't. So, I'm just going to clean these up. Those don't look that old. I bet someone put a hardware kit on this. I know it's been at least 40 years because my dad, if anybody put brakes on it after my dad bought it, he sent it off and paid him to do it. I'd be willing to bet that same people he sent off to have it rebuilt a long time ago in the 70s, they probably put brakes on it too. But they're already worn out. Already, it's been 40 years. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and get the brakes down. We're just all the way down to nothing. Okay, so should I move this first or the spring first? Which is easy? Maybe the spring needs to come off first. I don't know if you can see the spring at the angle you're at. The axle may be blocking it. Let's try this. I guess you can see it. There we go. There's that. Just dropping everything in a little can of degreaser. Now, get that out of there. Okay. I'm going to screw this all the way out and throw it in the degreaser. would say somebody, the guy who did the brakes on this, put a hardware kit in it, because they don't look like they're from 1956 for sure. Now, I believe next thing we do, you got some hooks. There's one there and there's another one down there if you can't see it. Do this, take some pressure off the other springs. I'm going to take this one spring off, and like I said, there's two on the other side. I don't know why, but I guess that's okay. There we go. There's that. Now, let's see if I can get this guy out. Sometimes you got to use a screwdriver and vice grips. If you don't have the brake spring tool, starting to think I'd have been better off undoing this first. There it goes. Got that out. We'll go ahead and take. Now we got this clip. There's a pin and some bushings that go inside your brake drum. They're not your drum, your shoe. That big hole there, there's a big bushing that fits in there kind of loose, and that pin slides through it. So I need something to spread that apart. I think I got the thing. My snap ring pliers, spread that apart, the whole. A little bit, maybe enough for me to get that off of there. I can't get rough with these because I got to use them again. There we go. There. It's spreading apart now. There's that. Throw it in the degreaser. I'll go ahead and get this one off. A screwdriver is not a chisel. The sad part is I have a chisel, but that means I got to get up and go get it. So I'm going to use my cheap screwdriver as a chisel. There goes. That goes in there. Okay. Now, I could have sworn that someone told me that you can't drive these out. Excuse me. But you can see my pins clear as day on the back side here. And ooh, them are tight. That one isn't. That one needs an EV blaster and a little coaxing. Be polishing that off with a wire brush. Now, let's go from the back side too. Excuse me again. moved it a little bit, not much. Need a bigger drive pin. That one does not want to move. There we go. Now I see everybody using this stuff, unlocking these, getting these old engines unlocked and stuff, which are videos I enjoy watching. And I had never tried it until a couple months ago. Going by how quick that unfroze that. I see why they like it. Here it comes. Kind of an awkward place to swing a hammer, even though I'm ambidextrous. I can swing with either hand. It's coming. It's slow, but it's coming. Good thing you can drive them from the back, or I would have had to cut that out somehow, but you can't. All right, there's that. Now, gotta get this other spring out, or I'll just go ahead and get that out. There's the bushing, which just fell out. Oops, just like it. Slide in there. It's supposed to slide. I'm going to have to clean that out. Polish it, on it, something. Okay. There's that. And don't worry about getting these mixed up. They're both identical. There is no front or back or primary or secondary. They're identical on these old tractors, unlike a car. And honestly, these are easier than some drum brakes I've done on cars and trucks. My F-250 was so bad, I attempted to make a video on it, and I just ended up not making the video. I got too frustrated. But those come out pretty easy. Now, and that spring comes out of there, and that's all of your disassembly. So now I'm going to clean everything up, and don't blow air on this when there's asbestos or brake dust in there, which I've already pressure washed this before I took it apart. I'm going to clean it again and get back with you when we put it back together.